Hello everyone, Jules here. Today I'd like to show an interesting tarot deck, which is the Universal Wirth Tarot. Here is the box, and this was published in 2007 by Scarabeo. And this deck is really a Oswald Wirth inspired deck. The original Oswald Wirth deck was a major arcana only deck, and I have got two other videos about Oswald Wirth tarot decks on my tarot deck playlist for people who want to see two other versions of this deck. But I wanted to show this one today because it's interesting and I really like the artwork of the recreation of this deck. So on the box, that is the Lover's card, and I'll show some of the major arcana cards to start with. And the cards are really a matte finish. So here are the backs of the cards. I really like the back of the cards. So it has a Rosicrucian cross with a phoenix bird on the back. I think the back of the cards is really well done. And here is the Magician card. So these cards, especially the major arcana, are quite close to the Oswald Wirth original drawings, but they're a bit more stylized and they have extra symbols, a few extra symbols in the cards, and the colouring is a bit different. But I really like the way this deck has been done. So here is the Magician. The artwork is by Stefano Palumbo. Here is the High Priestess. The Emperor. I like the colours in this deck. Chariot. And Justice is 8 in this deck because originally the Oswald Wirth deck was based on the Marseille style. And the later Thoth types of decks were based on the Marseille numbering as well. So here is Justice. The Hermit. And this is an older type of hermit image where there is a serpent, which is representing the serpent of wisdom. And I really like the gold coloured background of the cards too. So it's a matte gold background, but it looks really good the way it all blends in with the rest of the colouring. So here is the Hermit. Wheel of Fortune. Well, it's just called the Wheel in this deck. I think the artwork's really interesting. Strength. Death card. The Devil. This devil is very much inspired by the image of Baphomet, which was the well-known drawn image of or by Eliphas Levi. So this devil in the Oswald Wirth original deck was based on the Baphomet image. Beautiful moon card. And Judgment. Now for the Minor Arcana. And the Minor Arcana is interesting for a couple of reasons. I will show you fairly soon that there is a slight difference with the elements that are assigned to the Minor Arcana. And the Minor Arcana cards also are a little bit different because they are partially scenic cards. So it is like a pip deck, but it has partial scenes or partial, it's got some extra symbols on here. So I think it makes a really interesting, maybe first pip deck, and it makes an interesting deck from a Kabbalah point of view as well. So here is the Ace of Wands. And this is the usual fire element. So Ace of Wands. Two of Wands. You can see there's a few extra symbols on the cards. And you can see the fire here. Bottom and sides of the image. Two of Wands. and the Knight of Wands. Now, here is the Chalices cards, which are the cups, and this is where things get a little bit different. Here is the Ace of Chalices, and it has butterfly motif on here. Now, that is because Oswald Wirth was influenced by both the French esoteric school and the Spanish esoteric school. And the Spanish esoteric school has the element of air for cups. That's why there's a butterfly motif for the chalices or cups. And when I first got this deck about 10 years ago, it really kind of threw me at first, because I usually always follow the Golden Dawn associations, including with the elements for the minor arcana. So this took a bit of getting used to, but I respect that with this particular deck. So here is the Ace of Chalices. And the Seven of Chalices. And here again, there is the butterfly for the air element. But the deck is just so beautifully done. The artwork is really lovely, and I just like the way it's quite different. So Seven of Chalices and the Queen of Chalices. So there are clouds in here, and there is the butterfly at the top. For the air element. Now for swords, and of course, because the chalices are air in this deck, swords are water. So here is the Ace of Swords. Ten of Swords. I really love this card. This is water here rather than air. It's got a very strong lunar feel. So, Ten of Swords. And the King of Swords. I was just going to say these cards are mainly matte finish. There's a tiny bit of gloss on the cards, but they are mainly matte. It's just a very low sheen on the cards. The King of Swords. And now for Pentacles. I think this is a really interesting deck, and it's one of those few decks. I think it's because it does have partial scenes for the pips. It makes the minor or pip cards more interesting. So, Ace of Pentacles, and I just mentioning here, actually you might be able to see it in the Pentacles, this Ace of Pentacles, there are the signs of the zodiac. So this is like a wheel of the year type of concept. So I really like that. Two of Pentacles, and this is very much like the Thoth Two of Pentacles, where it has the snake around the two coins, joined up with its tail, which is called the Ouroboros. Which is the eternity symbol. So Two of Coins. I love the way half of, or one of the coins is buried in the earth too. And the Knight of Pentacles. And two of these, there's a couple of pentacles here that are buried beneath the earth too. And I love the foliage on the card as well. For the Knight of Pentacles. So there's some of the cards of the Universal Wirth Tarot, and I'll put the details below the video. And it really is quite a beautiful and interesting deck. And I think not many people are aware of this deck either. So I'll put the details below the video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.